Let's get ready to rumble!
Benzinga Nation, jam-packed show today. Peloton up 5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today.
Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies.
Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley, that is the CEO of Akerna.
The best trade idea resource out there. What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Woo! We're still going. That's right. 7 o'clock Eastern. Not too late for us over at Team BZ Benzinga. We are rocking and rolling. This is the Ruell Report, hosted by the namesake, Mr. Ruell Black. Ruell, how are you doing tonight?
Not too bad. Took the day off from work to get some car work done, but other than that, we're all good.
All right. You got a nice day off. Plenty of time to prepare for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You picked an eventful day, guys. So we're gonna obviously talk about the rising price of Bitcoin and other cryptos. If you're watching this stream, drop in the chat anything that you own, like the stream, share the stream. Let's get it rolling. But all right, give us your read on this hot crypto market that we're in.
Man, I've said it. We said it so many times on here. Bitcoin, you could see, like, when it first took this big dip, a whole bunch of money came in at around 30K. And it's only dipped like below 30K a couple times. And as far down as it's gotten is like maybe like 28. It's not like, and I see all these people posting is Bitcoin dead and all these regulation type deals and stuff like that. No, that's not happening, because you still at this same point, you got people buying like you got hedge funds buying 12.2% of MicroStrategies. You got MicroStrategies buying extra shares of Bitcoin. You got places like Telcoin making inroads in Nebraska. Like, all these things are moving forward with crypto, while you got all this fear and FOMO about regulation going on, and you still got hedge funds buying stuff. So, don't believe everything you hear, so to speak.
Okay. All right. So are you fading this, or what are you thinking?
Personally, the whole while that Bitcoin was like kind of lulling, the NFT space was on fire. And me and my patrons, we made out like bandits, because this whole space has just been lit.
Yep, absolutely.
The whole space.
And so your idea tonight is basically you're going to take us through some of those hot plays. Is that fair to say?
Yep, I'm gonna take you guys through some of these hot plays.
Boom.
Most of them.
This
like
is the idea world, people.
What's that?
I said this is the idea world. We're about to just hit straight into the ideas. No effing around.
Now, half of these plays, they're not active yet, but that just gives you the chance to get in now while it's kind of like lulling.
Yep.
So yeah, but in this whole crypto rage right now, all my 5 like great plays, and that's a good Ruell report to go over, guys. We went over, I think it was the top 10 altcoins. A lot of those altcoins are up like 50% now, like AMP, Telcoin, like a lot of those things are like up 50%. I highly suggest you guys go back and look at that Ruell report, or take a look at my channel where we also talk about those. Yep. But yeah, so we're gonna go through 15. It's gonna be hot and heavy. Luke's gonna do the Luke thing and slow us down if we need to be slowed down. And we're just gonna go right through it. So,
and I see a question in the chat. What does it take to get into NFTs? We are definitely going to hit that. Absolutely.
Okay. And just so Luke, if you can share my screen, if you would.
Yes, but you have to share it first.
Yeah.
Classic Ruell. And the crypto stocks were hot today with the price of Bitcoin.
Whoops. Wrong
Turned off
button.
your camera, didn't share your screen.
I swear to
You
God,
try to
I've
tell
done
us
this
you're a
like
software engineer.
I've done this
Questionable.
like 85,000 times now, and still it's just like, what? Okay, let's see. Sharing now. And okay, so glad someone in the chat asked how do you kind of get into this. But the first place that you're gonna want to go is Crypto Slam. It lets us know
All right, and I just shared your screen.
what are the hot on fire NFT plays, and you can go through these top 10 and have a lot of like nice hits, if you will. But not all of these are play to earn games. There is an actual play to earn NFT site that lists stuff, but some of the stuff they listed I never heard of, and I don't think it's necessarily all popping. Where was it? Play to earn. All right, see, now I'm not gonna be able to find it. Play to earn games. Okay, I think this is it. Play to earn games, top 10. Okay, play to earn. They had a list, but apparently I can't find it right now. Or whatever. We'll just leave that alone. But yeah, Crypto Slam is the one you want to go to for the top NFTs. And when you want to buy these NFTs, you're going to go to OpenSea and Rarible. And we'll get back to those sites as we talk about some of these things tonight. So let's see here. Not to give it away, I'm going to look on my list here that you guys probably can't see. So number 15 is going to be a coin called PolkaCity. And basically, PolkaCity, it was as low as about 8 cents. If we look at the chart here, which should be coming up down here. Yep, here it is. It's slowly been diluted down to like 5 cents, actually. Wow. And it's kind of settled back in at 10 cents here. And basically, it's like a Sims type deal, but everything in the city you can kind of own and get paid off of. So if we go here and we kind of look at the assets, I considered buying an asset. I'm probably going to when I get a chance here. But yeah, so here's one asset for instance. You get it, and since you own it, it's kind of automatically staked if you own it. And there are various different assets like this. And honestly, like this is a lot of what I think this whole space should be. Like you owning assets and getting kind of paid off of your assets like that. But yeah, this is PolkaCity. And you're playing to earn in that if you own an asset, you kind of like can stake it and you get staked. You get paid for it being staked. And if a user has to use it, like for example, they're like boats and they're like billboards. So users can actually advertise certain things. So say if I'm like, say if I'm an actor and I want to put my headshot on the billboard, I can pay you to do that. Say if I want to get like there's an island in PolkaCity. It's not active yet, but there are boats that can get to the island. So you actually have to pay the person who owns the boat to get to the island. So there's certain things like that. But since it's not active and working right now, it's number 15 on our list. Okay, and then we
Boom.
have
And give us that symbol one more time.
It is POLC.
POLC, number 15. You're giving us a lot if you're doing 15 tonight, Ruel.
Oh yeah. And then there's one that I just kind of found out about yesterday. It might not even be listed here. Polka. Oh, it's not even listed on here. Polka Fantasy. I found out about this via Chain Guardians. It's going to be Chain Guardians is actually going to be higher on our list. But when I looked at this whole Polka Fantasy thing, it looked like Final Fantasy VII or something. It looked like a fancy RPG, and they're literally kind of just getting up off the ground. We're going to do our little favorite thing that we like to do: search Twitter and see how many followers they have.
There it is. And do you like going into these early ones?
I do, because
Okay. Obviously it's riskier.
It's riskier, but one that we're going to talk about, and I guess I can talk about it because we've spoken about it before. You guys just won't know what number it is on the list until I talk about it. But Farland, I got into Farland, me and the patrons, and I think Luke has a
Nope.
link to
I
the
didn't get in.
Patreon.
Oh, yes. I do have a link to the Patreon, but I did not get into it. And can you hit the hide on that share button, please, Mr. Ruel?
Sure. So
all right, so give us the rundown as to what makes this one unique, what the opportunity is.
I got into this guy at like 50 cents. It's
Okay.
already at like 460 something. So that's what, like an 8x. So that's the type of deal that you have when you get into these projects early. You have the ability to kind of like 8x your money. And this is just on getting the token, not let alone getting the NFTs, which we'll talk about later. So
Okay.
Polka Fantasy, again, is kind of just at the beginning stages. Doesn't have a token out yet. They're trying to do airdrops and stuff like that. When they get to 25K Twitter followers, they're about to do like the initial offering for their coin, which is like KYC, know your investor or whatever. So if you're interested in kind of getting an initial coin investment, you might want to go look at this page and see how you can get in there, and go look at their Medium and see how you can be a part of the initial coin investment. But yeah, just getting up off the ground. But just know, if you put your money in these, it is riskier, but also you have a much greater chance of return because you're getting in really early. So that's number 14 on our list. Now to number 13. Let's see. Who do I have number 13? What? PolkaWar. PolkaWar, and see, the thing that I like most about these ones that are kind of like these Polka ones, they're going to be on Polkadot. I just ran into an issue with one NFT game, play to earn game today, where it was on Ethereum and it was completely unusable because of the gas fees. Like, you cannot do it. You can't do it. Like there, I ran into an issue where they had so many people sign up that it would not allow them to have additional people stake things. So I lost out on my gas there. And like, if I wanted to try to stake something else, I would have had to pay more money, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. So these things have to be run on either Matic, Binance Smart Chain, or they have to wait till Cardano and Polkadot are actually active. You just can't do it. with Ethereum. So here is PolkaWar. It's kind of on its way. They have some things in place here where you can kind of get characters and stake them.
Okay.
You can buy weapons and kind of upgrade your weapons.
It's cool.
But as far as I know, so this is like kind of like a character battle game. As far as I know, the game portal does not work as of yet. So here it is. You can get your characters. You can upgrade weapons. But as far as everything goes, that's all they have right now. The battle room is actually not active yet. You can't even click on it. So that is number 13. And as you can see, it started out at like 5 cents. Really sad because I could have participated in the IPO for this. And then when it came out, it dumped. And it was just sitting here at 5 cents. I could have thrown, a little bit of money in here and 6x'd. So I'm a little sad about that. But anyways, it does show me that my research, at least, is thorough and on point, that I'm finding projects like this. But I am kind of mad I didn't put money in that. So let's go to number 12. Number 12.
Boom.
I put this on my
Number 12. What is it?
my
Why
Twitter.
is it unique?
And this project looked really interesting to me. It's actually active now, and it's called.
When you say that it's active, what do you mean by that?
Like, it's playable. You can play it.
Okay, so you can play the game.
You can play the game. You cannot yet earn money from the game, but it's playable. So let's see if we can get this trailer right quick.
I mean, the song is catchy. If nothing else, they have the song going for them.
Right?
And somebody in the chat is dropping in ticker GHST. Guys, if you have any other symbols, whether it's NFTs or cryptos that you are most into, drop them in the chat. We want to see it. Like the stream, share the stream. But yeah, I mean, this one is pretty neat, Ruell.
Okay, so the deal is here they're gonna have skins like Fortnite that you can actually buy, but then you can actually resell them on their like marketplace. That doesn't exist yet, but the game is playable. I started to play it this week, but since it wasn't really like I was gonna earn any money for it, I just stopped. So eventually what I'm going to do is employ child labor and have my son do it, my 11-year-old, and probably pay him in Fortnite
Okay.
bucks or Robux or whatever,
Yeah, I know.
We're not above child labor on this show.
Yeah, okay.
As a father, Benzinga doesn't condone that, but
there we go.
Fatherhood does. So let's see.
All right, so there's 12. You have the kid angle.
And then
hit me with the next one.
11 is X World Games. This is also playable, but the ROI on it is not good. So I just stopped playing. But I have NFTs here and I have them staked. So let's kind of just check it out if we can here.
All right, and some symbols coming through the chat: ticker FEG, ticker LUNA, and ticker ILV. Those are a couple
Send
that folks
all
have
those
popping in
sticker
there.
symbols in. I will check them out. I probably won't have time to go over them today, but I will definitely go over them the next show.
And guys, if you're just joining us, we are hitting top 15 NFT plays from Ruell, and this is the actionable show. We're keeping it cooking. In Ruell, we are on number 11, correct?
yes.
And if you miss some, don't worry. We are going to do a breakdown again at the end.
Okay, I guess this is not going to show too much of my stuff. Okay, so there's an actual thing you can actually battle, but the return on investment is terrible. So the only thing that I did that seemed like it was decent was to stake, and I'm staking and I'm actually earning some coins there, but the battles themselves had just not good return on ROI, even though it looks pretty snazzy, right? Like we'll get into battle here, and it's kind of like, I guess, I don't know what you would say, like a Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that. You got these cards of scantily clad anime characters, and
All right,
we'll get
we know
into a
what you're
battle.
into.
So this guy has been playing a very long time because his characters are very powered up. And there's an auto play option.
And so, Ruel, let me ask you this more global comment. So when you're thinking about NFT plays, right, and where you want to throw your money, how much does the actual product, like the playable item, go into it versus, like the team, how many Twitter followers it has? I don't know. I guess, what are some of these considerations? That would be helpful.
Okay, for me, the consideration is, and I don't know what's going to happen in this battle. It's not really important. But the biggest consideration is, you know what? I think he's just going to absolutely melee me, so it doesn't matter. Can we just cancel this and just die already? All right, okay. He's going to kill me quickly, so we'll just let that play out and let me die, because I think this is like a ultra rare character that he has here, and then I'll answer that question. Okay, so that's that. The things that I take in consideration is here. I come to Crypto Slam, and there are a couple different places you can check, but the biggest thing is, okay, how many Twitter followers do they have, and how much money are they making? And we're going to kind of get into the top projects later. And also things like, okay, so we mentioned Farland, right? If we go on Farland's site, 74K. So way more than that other one, which had like 17, right? And then we go down here and we see that Binance is actually recognizing them. They're calling them out specifically. So stuff like that is very awesome when you see it, that Binance themselves are actually calling them out, and they're active on their Twitter, and they're showing things like, hey, we're one of the highest daily gainers. So stuff like that. So it really takes a little bit of digging, but the first thing to do right here is to see if they're making money. And sometimes like things like this are kind of behind. Like, for example, Farland is not on this list, but it's making money. So on things like that, you kind of even got to go deeper and do the whole Twitter thing, like I just showed you.
What's up, Ruell?
What's up?
I just wanted to say I love the Twitter gut check that we do when we're looking at like a different crypto or a different NFT platform, because assuming that one of these places isn't going out and buying Twitter followers, this is a great way to know kind of like what the community engagement is like and how far along a project is, right?
Right, and it's exactly like you said, Aaron, too. And if they're buying Twitter followers, it'll be very obvious because you won't have stuff like, "Oh, Binance is recognizing us as this, and we're in the top, like whatever tokens that outperformed in July." They won't have any of that information there.
Right, and
So
it would
yeah.
just be a big red flag for me if I go to a newer crypto or something and they only have, say, a couple thousand Twitter followers.
Right.
I'd rather get in one that's a little bit more developed, a little bit more down the line, that has a strong community following.
Right.
So
here it looks like they're getting some new equipment. That's nice. But yeah, that's exactly right.
And just out of curiosity, you might have touched on this with Luke already, but out of the 15 play to earn NFT sites, how many of them have you personally kind of messed around on?
Every one of them.
Really? Like you've made an account?
Yes,
and I played on it.
Yeah, every one of these except for Gods Unchained.
Okay. And what about your kids? Have your kids played on any of them?
No, but that's going to happen soon. Because
that's another thing that I think it's good to know, kind of from an investor standpoint, like where the kids are drawn to. Like that's one of the reasons I love Roblox so much, is because I don't know a single person that plays it, but anyone I know with kids, their kids are on it all the time.
And see, Aaron, that's a good point that you're making too. Like a lot of these games, some of them are going to have to this whole thing with the MetaMask and having to like stake and have liquidity. Kids are not going to be patient with that. So they're going to have to figure out some way to abstract that out so the kids can actually play these things, or it's not going to work out. Like, I think that whole barrier with the MetaMask thing, I mean, I think that's fine for people who are in crypto and earn money doing crypto things. But if they're trying to actually market to children, I don't think that they're going to have the patience to do this whole MetaMask thing.
Right. And I see Naeem in the chat saying, like, which one do you think your kids would love the most? And that would be a question that I'd, want to ask too. And if these are,
I think my kids would love the most.
I love that kids question. That's such a good one.
I think they would love the most the number one, which this is not a giveaway anyway. Everyone should know the number one. Axie Infinity. I think kids would really, really gravitate to that. The characters are nice and bright. The breeding is like something that you can kind of pour into and really have fun with.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, that's really something big.
Yeah, but so are any of these like technically supposed to? Because I mean, I remember even playing computer games as kids that it was like technically you weren't supposed to be playing if you weren't 18 or whatever. But are a lot of these set up like that?
I think that a lot of them are so much in their infancy that it's like they can go any way that they want to. But the few of them are like set up purely for like adults, and that's one we're going to have to get into. Like, so my number 3 here, Zed Run. Oh my gosh, I got a lot of information on that one.
Oh, is that the horse racing one?
Yes. How do you know that?
That one's cool. Ruell, I know a thing or two about NFTs.
Okay. I see you.
All right, let's see the horse racing. I'm curious about that one too.
Yeah, so we're gonna skip.
And again, guys, for anybody just joining us, we're keeping it action packed. Ruell is taking us through his top 15 NFT plays. Okay, that's a lot of plays. Why they matter, why we should care, etc.
So last 30 days, Zed Run has made quite the run. It's top 7 here with 13 million in sales. If we to go here and look on, can we see on OpenSea? This is where you would actually. Oops, that's not what I wanted. OpenSea. Okay, it just keeps giving me the polygon thing. Let me just go directly to OpenSea then. You go on OpenSea, that's where you would actually buy these. Zed Run actually does not have a coin at the moment. Only thing it has is these NFT horses, and you can really go deep on this game because that's a fake Zed Run. Okay, so here are the actual horses. Some people are apparently trying to do some some fake stuff, but here are the actual horses, and it goes this deep that the horses have bloodlines, they have breeds, they have different colors.
And let's go through those the bloodlines real quick. They're all named after famous.
So the bloodlines, and it's cooler to do this on the site. And I actually bought a horse, which we can kind of check out one of my horses' runs. But let's go to the site, shall we? Now, one thing to note with this, they do this on Matic, and it's so much easier with this done on Matic. And Matic is a level 2 solution to Ethereum where the gas is way less, like virtually zero, and it's way faster. So the whole experience is way better because it's on Matic. So okay, learn is where we want to go. So okay, so you have these breeds. You got the Nakamoto, which I believe is like one of the first like Chinese emperors or Japanese emperors. That's the best breed. Availability very low. Then you have Zabo, which I'm not sure what that is. I think that's another emperor. That's the second best breed. You got Finny. I have no idea what Finny is. That's the next one. And then Buterin, of course, Vitaly Buterin, Ethereum creator. These are like the most common horses. But don't get it twisted. You can have a Buterin horse and it can be a good horse. That's all about kind of getting into it and seeing like what your horses are. And part of that is you can actually look at the races themselves and watch horses run. So if you're coming up here on OpenSea, for example, let's say here's a horse that I know is sweet. What is this? Okay, so there's a site that's really helpful with this. It's called Know Your Horses.
And I see Naeem in the chat's asking a good question. How, when you first pulled that up, did you know the first couple you looked at were fake ones?
Okay. Good question. So first, you want to make sure it has this blue check mark here. If it doesn't have the blue check mark, it's pretty much fake. So notice you see the blue check mark. That's the biggest thing, and all the ones that are real have the blue check mark next to it as a verified collection. That's the big thing. Okay. So then next, we go to Know Your Horses. This is the horse I bought, Sindel, Black Rue Investing Stable. But here's a horse I know is a sweet horse, and it's going to bring up some things we should know about. Dominatrix. So Dominatrix is a super coat. It's a special type of horse in that it came out the same color as its mother and father. So that kind of gives it like no one kind of knows what that's representative of. But from the race I watched with this, it seemed like this horse had like comeback ability because it was getting like dusted, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it comes and wins the race. So we can actually watch this, and this is knowyourhorses.com. We're gonna watch the replay in 3D. We're gonna let it play some of the music here, and to me, this appeals a lot to like grown-ups because it's horse racing, right? They're also going to have like a degenerate gambler portion where you can actually bet on the horses. But so look, they have music to it. That's pretty interesting. And okay, so I'm going to skip the intro. So Dominatrix is one of the blue horses here, number 5. We're going to click on him and watch him. So on the side here, it tells you the horse you clicked on and what position it's in. You're going to see it like kind of get lapped, and then out of nowhere, it just...
So this is a replay of a race that's already happened?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Sick.
So you picked a good horse, huh?
Well, no. That's not my horse. I wish that was my horse. But
you got one from the same bloodline?
Well, that's a super coat. One that let me kill that. One that
it's a sweet horse.
Yeah, one that has the same coat color as its ancestor. So on the site knowyourhorses.com, you can go on here and you look and see what its ancestors were. So Genesis means that it's a horse that actually was first. Genesis, right? So these were horses that were actually sold from the company. And if you read together 2 Genesis horses, you get a legendary, and it keeps going down the line. I think it's like Genesis, legendary, exclusive. God, so they go down the line, and this one they ended up getting a super coat, which is very rare. I think if you breed 2 of the same color, you might have a 40% chance of it happening. But if they're all different colors, it goes down like to like 20%. There's like some math on that. But my horse, I did end up getting a decent horse, even though it hasn't won a race. I mean, I could show the horse, and have it go through one of its races. Okay, so this is when I started racing it, but if we go here, let me try to do a quick one. Yeah, that'll be quick. And see, these are some of the things that you want to do if you want to go on here and find a horse yourself. I didn't do this, but I just got lucky. But had I done it properly, I would have gone on here and like watched races of horses that I wanted to buy and see if there was any flaw in what the people did when they were racing them. So we'll just skip the intro and we'll watch what the horse does. So the reason I like this horse that I have, it's fast out the gate. So for short races, it seems like it'll be a good winner. And if you place in the top 3, you get some part of the prize. But races themselves, to enter your horse in a race, it only costs like $3 to $5 or something like that. So that's my horse. So you can see it's fast coming out the gate, and it's fast for about like 800 meters, and then it starts slowing down. So when you're identifying horses on OpenSea that you want to buy, it's good to go into know your horses, find their race history if they have some, and see what happens. And if they have no race history, try to get parents that have won races before. If that makes sense. Any questions there, guys?
I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's
My
cool.
mic was muted. I'm sorry. I was saying I think we'll see if the chat has any questions. But I think if I was
This is my favorite of all of them.
Same. If I was going to spend
we're running
money,
through the ideas. This is the one that I love. Maybe that's the gambler in me. One question out of the chat, Ruell, is the site. Can you give the site again?
Knowyourhorses.com is where you check to see what the horses are, and you can search for horses by name. OpenSea is where you want to buy the horses, and you put in Zed Run, and just be sure that you use the one with the blue check. And then the site itself is Zed Run.
I just threw that in the chat.
And you come on here and you see all this goodness. Pretty looking site, actually. And you can go in here. And one thing also you want to note, I purposely did this at least. When you're breeding horses, the studs breed like in real horse racing, right? So if you go and you buy a female horse, if you go buy a filly or a mare, you can breed, and then you get to keep the baby. So that's something really to note. So if you really want to kind of start a stable of horses, or you want to start selling horses on OpenSea, go buy a filly, come here and breed, because the breeding is going to be less than buying like 2 horses. And then you have that ability. And they have limits in place so it doesn't get out of hand. I think it's something like you can only breed, a filly can only breed 1 horse a month or something like that.
Okay.
So,
but if you get a good one, then you can essentially make some money off of it.
Exactly. So like if you got a stallion, for instance, right, and you're winning a lot of races, then people are probably going to want to breed with your stallion. But one thing to note is you really want to try to breed and get a super coat. And one of the things that's helpful for that is to go on here. You go to breeding and you go to stud farm. And some of these, like, you'll find that they're not actually breeding. So you'll just have to look for the one that is actually breeding. Say, for example, okay, I know Sindel, my horse, is a Byzantinium. Byzantinium, that's her color. And you got to press in one of these boxes to have it actually fill this out. That really baffled me for a second. I was like, where the hell is the button for that? As a GUI engineer, I would have had a button for that. But since I know how these things work, I was like, okay, maybe I just need to press in the box. And that worked. So I was looking at all these guys, and I'm looking for guys with good like winning percentages that I want to have my horse breed with. So hopefully she has a really good hopefully if it breeds with someone that's a winner, then my horse that I get, the offspring will be a good winner too.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with Luke that this so far is my favorite one. Real quick though, I don't know. So we only got about 13 minutes left. I don't know how many of the top 15 we've got through already, but we can always break it up and do the rest next week if we need to.
For sure. So let's see. We got Zed Run. That was one of the important ones. Let's see here. Let me go back to the list. Z1 was a good one. Okay, Anarchy X. Anarchy X, I was so excited about this NFT game. They have a lot of things coming up, and they just opened their little battle wave, whatever, right? They just opened their NFT battleground. And this was the one I was talking about, and I hate to kind of down them, but it's in Ethereum. It's in Ethereum instead of Matic. And there's a Matic option, but it didn't seem like it was usable. So I had to use Ethereum. And I swear I spent like $40 in gas fees, and it's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Whereas with the Matic for Zed Run, I spent like, I don't know, like 50 cents in gas. And then when I'm on Farland and I'm doing stuff on Farland, since it's on the Binance chain, I spent like what, maybe $2, and I've done like 15 transactions. I spent like $2 in gas. But as you can see, this looks really snazzy, but it doesn't work because the whole Ethereum gas thing is the basic thing why it doesn't work. But they're also having problems that they have so many players playing that like it gets stuck in a certain spot. Like for example, my guy and my team, I'm stuck here. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta switch networks, but needless to say, I got stuck. I got stuck here.
Topher in the chat saying Ethereum has to get its fees down or it's doomed. Yeah, Topher, that's
really is.
Ethereum.
Really
they're working on that heavily, and that's why there are so many so-called ETH killers out there. Is because there are so many coins trying to be able to emulate what Ethereum does, but with less gas fees.
Right. So that's one to look out for. But they gotta figure it out. They have the coin in Binance. They also have the Matic Bridge, but they can't do this Ethereum thing. It doesn't work. The gas fees are way too much. It doesn't matter how much APY they have, and it was really frustrating that the whole Ethereum thing was going slowly. My God, it's like it's purely unusable the way it is right now. It just is. You got to use Matic. You got to use Binance at this point until Cardano and Polkadot and Solana are online. Because Ethereum implemented something where they like reduce the gas fees a little bit. It's still too much. It's still the fact that I spent like $40 in gas fees when like I play this Zed Run and I play Farland all the time, and I've only spent like maybe like $5 at most in gas fees for like way more transactions isn't sickening. And also let's go over Farland before we go. Farland, and be very careful. You want to go to farland.io because I went to the wrong network and I got swindled out of $60. So be very careful there.
Okay.
The floor price of these guys, mind you, I showed you guys a token where it was like it went from 50 cents to like $4. the NFTs themselves, the floor on these has risen tons, and you need actually 3 characters. So the lowest price humans, oh wow. Okay, the lowest price humans are now $0.9. I might come on and snag this one if it stays at that price. But the lowest price human is like 0.9. I witnessed them go from like 0.4 to 0.9. And the humans are like the base most characters. If you go up to orgs and elves, they're probably already at, yep, they're already at 0.9 themselves. Orgs, elves are probably at $1 or at one Binance. Yep. So I made money flipping a few humans here. I have one human kind of like in the till, like staking some far right now. I'm really high on this game once it gets up and running. Um, Again, it has another Final Fantasy type feel to it, but from the get go, they kind of had their stuff all about them, about getting things right here, and yeah. So we'll probably have to cover it again next week. But yeah, there are definitely some gems in here that we need to cover next week. Like Gala seems like a gem to me. Farland, and we gone over Axie Infinity. Oh my gosh, CryptoBlades. I gotta go over that at least once before we go. I've earned like at least $50 a day playing this, and the CryptoBlades, really what it is, it's almost like yield farming put to a game type of deal. You get into these simple little battles, and you earn these coins called skill. Um, so you get into these little battles, and you earn these coins called skill. Should be coming up soon here. If I did it right. Okay, I got to go back. So you get these characters, and you earn these things called skill, and really it's just almost yield farming. They had some fancy math guy here adjusting the amount of what it costs to buy a character. At one point, this was like 2 or 5 skill, like 1 skill, and it's gone all the way down to a 0.54 skill, because skill is now at like $140, and me and the patrons were in on this at like $30.
Wow. That's early. That's good.
Oh heck yeah. And this is how fast this is kind of moving. That was only a week ago. Like or a week and a half ago. If we go down here and look at like literally it was the 19th. And bam, it went as high as like I don't know what I just did there. It went as high as 170. I did cash some things out then, but it's kind of like yield farming in that like at any second I feel like this could like dump out, but in no way did I imagine this simple game to go all the way to $130 a coin, but it has. And all it is like a yield farm. like literally I go and oh yeah, I can show you a battle. There's nothing really to show really when we do it. You you pick your weapon, and here's the little chart. And from what we know from math, the greater one always gets eaten, like Pac-Man. So fire is greater than earth. Earth is greater than lightning, and so on. So my guy is an earth guy. I'm gonna fight a water guy. Probably when, and look, this gas fee is 0.0025 Binance, which I don't know what that is. Like it's in the cents. Which makes this way more playable, way easier. As opposed, okay, so I won the fight. So I just got 0.018 skill, which is something like, I don't know, what is that? If we had the quick math on that. And every so often this bar fills up. Okay, 1 point every 5 minutes. So about 3 hours, every 3 hours. And I just keep mining this over and over and over and over. And I kind of got a little bit like skittish about it, in that I only kept 2 characters, but some people like branched out to like having like 8 characters and like 2 different accounts. I wish I had done that, but for me it was like at any point in time this could collapse. So I just want to make sure I get my initial investment out, and I'll just keep doing this over and over again. And that's what I did. Because when these characters run out of stamina, one thing you can do is kind of sell the character. And that gets a little bit, there's a little bit of like gamesmanship to that too, because sometimes they'll say, okay, you can't sell this character for like 24 hours. And it's different if you buy it straight directly right here, or if you go and buy it from like the marketplace.
Got it. Well, Ruel, I don't know if Luke filled you in, but coming up right now at 8 p.m., we have another NFT show. Got Andrew Traxy. I guess he's starting his own thing called Vogu. I don't know if you've heard of that, VOGU. But you should stick around and hear from the guy who's founded it, because it looks like a pretty cool project.
Oh, okay, cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and next Monday, we'll get to the ones that we didn't get to tonight.
Right, for sure. Thanks for listening, guys. Check out the channel Black Room Investing. If you like the stuff and you want to get the information first, check out the Patreon. That's all on my channel. If you go check out a video, it's in the description. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. Much love and much thanks.
Of course, and thank you, Ruel, for always giving us your wisdom, not only in the oh shoot, it started playing here. I put a video, or I put a link not to your channel, but to a random video. So if you go to that video from Ruel, then go to his channel, then you'll find his Patreon and all that. But thank you for always giving us your wisdom, not only on just cryptos at large, but also in NFTs and other things. Sure. Had a blast as always.
All right, see you guys. I'm gonna check out the next show.
Yeah, just stick around. And for all y'all viewers out there, this will automatically redirect you there. They should be starting any minute if they have not already. So without further ado, let's get over to that.
Sweet. Peace, guys.